Hi, good morning. This is Anna Young, and this is Diary of a Young Girl. This morning I'm coming to you from my bedroom at work. So, my boyfriend thinks that my posts are a little bit cryptic and that nobody really understands what exactly is going on. So, I kind of wanted to keep some things private, but I understand that I really can't do that if I'm gonna be on TikTok going live telling my story. So, where I'm at right now and why my heart is so broken is not over any man. It's not over a boyfriend. It's nothing like that. It has to do with my child. In 6 weeks, I am moving out of the state away from my child to get away from his father, who is a narcissistic abuser and a police officer with a lot of cop buddies, and my parents, who abused me my entire childhood. When I got pregnant back in the day, I had an option. I had friends who lived down in Florida, and they offered me a place to stay if I wanted to come down. And I had considered not even telling Kevin that I was pregnant and just moving away and raising my child on my own with the help of these friends. I ultimately decided against that because I didn't have any support in Florida. And honestly, I was just scared to move away on my own by myself while I was pregnant to a state where I knew no one and had no support. So ultimately, I decided to stay in New York, and that was the biggest mistake of my life. I tried so hard. I felt back then like, who was I to take my son's father away from him, right? I figured that when my son got old enough, he would understand, he would have seen the true colors, and he would come back to me. At the same time, I set very strict boundaries with his relationship with his father and my parents. For example, I would only let him go to my parents one night a week and an occasional weekend. And I found myself in a position during that time where I had to stand up to my stepfather, my abuser, to set boundaries, to make sure that my child wasn't hurt by him. For example, I had to make it very clear that he was not to drink and drive with my son in the car. And that was just one example where I had to stand up to him and set these boundaries to protect my child. His pornography. He had pornography all over the house. And I didn't want my child exposed to that at a young age, so I had to set boundaries and make him lock it all up in a box. My son has a good relationship with his father and my parents to this day because of me, because of the boundaries that I set, because of how watchful I was when he was with them. The rules, the guidelines, everything I did was to protect him. And now I've come to a point in my life where my son chooses to stand with the people who abused me over me, his mother. I recently found out that he went running to his father, complaining about some things I had asked of him. Some stupid little things, but he went running to his father about it. And so I see now, my eyes are open, that my son chooses his father over me. He shouldn't have to be in that position where he has to choose, and that's not what I'm asking for. I just wanted my son's support. I wanted him to understand me. I wanted him to understand what I had been through from these people. And I wanted his love and support. And I'm simply not getting that at all. In fact, he is actively trying to hurt me intentionally. And that's not how I raised him. I didn't raise him to treat people like that. I taught him specifically how to apologize using the 5-finger method that we had learned in church. I don't remember all 5 fingers, but it was something like accepting accountability for your actions, apologizing, promising to learn from those mistakes and to grow from them and to not repeat them. And then there was, each of the 5 fingers has a designated goal towards forgiveness and for an apology. And I had taught my son that, and he doesn't seem to remember. He thinks that he's taking the high road right now by cutting me out of his life. He thinks that my feelings are rhetoric, and that's very hurtful. And that's why I'm here, exposing my story in front of the world. Because I want him to understand what I had to survive and endure. And I want his love and support, which I don't have right now, and I'm moving in 6 weeks. And I feel like I'm leaving him behind, even though I know he doesn't give a crap. But it's a hard pill to swallow, and it's broken my heart. It has literally broken my heart. My son is the only family I have left now. I was a single parent raising him. I had to be mom and dad. I don't think he understands that I had to discipline him, to teach him. There was nobody else in his life to discipline him. I was the only disciplinarian. Nobody else would discipline him. I ended the cycle of violence. I did not hit my child. Instead, I found other ways to discipline him by, like, taking his phone away, taking his TV out of the bedroom, taking his video games away, until he apologized, accepted responsibility for his actions, and then he would get his things back. But I was the only one in his life that ever disciplined him. And I don't know why, but he seems to hold this anger and hatred towards me. And I don't know where it comes from. Does it come from me disciplining him? Does it come from the twisted, warped minds of his father and my parents, who would rather blame me for abusing me than actually hold themselves accountable and step up and say, hey, we did you wrong and we're sorry? They're too cowards to do that. They are too cowards. I taught my son not only to apologize through words, but through my own actions. Because when he was growing up and I made mistakes, I apologized to my son for those mistakes. And I taught him that no one is perfect, that we all make mistakes, and that's okay, as long as we learn and grow from them and don't do them again. That's what I impressed upon him as a child. It doesn't seem like maybe it stuck with him or not. I don't know. But I miss him. My heart aches for him. But he doesn't want anything to do with me. I'd like to know why. And if I have done something to cause him pain or hurt, I'd like to know. Because I am the type of person who will step up and take accountability for my actions and apologize appropriately and move forward. But none of that is happening. Instead, he's got me blocked on Facebook. Won't answer any of my messages. This is what he's told me. So it feels like he's punishing me. And that's not the behavior I taught him. That is the behavior of Kevin and my parents. They intentionally hurt people. And now my son is doing that to me, I feel. And I don't hold him at fault, and I hold no blame towards him because I feel like he learned this behavior through them. And my name and reputation was smeared because of them. And I'll just give you one little example. When my son was a teenager, he was disrespectful or misbehaved or did something that required me to step in and discipline him. So I took his cell phone away from him. And what did my parents do? They ran out, bought him a new cell phone, told him that his mother was wrong, that I should have never taken his cell phone away, and that he needed a cell phone. And so they went out and bought him this cell phone. Well, I ask you right now, what kind of message does that send to a child when you tell him that his mother is wrong for disciplining him? They put their noses into my business. They stepped in to my parenting, and they undermined me and gaslighted me throughout my son's entire childhood. So no wonder why he is looking at me funny and not them. It breaks my heart because I feel like my abusers stole my son away from me, and I'm pissed. And so I'm coming on here and I'm going to tell my story from beginning to end. I left off with age 6. I haven't forgotten that. I'm going to return to age 6, and I'm going to let y'all decide if I'm the bad guy or not. There's a girl on here on TikTok called Rissa. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it that right, but it's Rissa. And if you've ever endured any type of narcissistic abuse, she is very knowledgeable, and I recommend you follow her because she has some good advice. And I asked her about, what do I do with these family members who choose to stand with my abusers instead of me? And what she told me was very sobering, and that is that I have to grieve the loss of my child. I don't want to do that. I feel like I am, but that's not the way I wanted things to be. I want, in a perfect world, my son would come to me and say, "I'm sorry, Mom. I love you. I'm here for you. I support you." But I don't see that happening. And that's why I'm so devastated and why my heart is so broken. I will not say his name. I'm not here to call him out. He's my child. And I understand that he's been influenced in ways that I can't control. I just hope he's happy and healthy and that he comes back to me when he's ready. In the meantime, I have to take care of my health. Like, y'all know I was just in the hospital for my heart. My heart, they may have discharged me from the hospital, but my heart is not any better. I'm still running at about 45 beats per minute. And they don't really know why it's broken. But it is. And life is short. I don't think my son understands how short life is and how much time is being wasted now that we could be spending together before I move away. He is the most important person to me in my life. He will always come first to me no matter what. And Mama Bear has come out because I am tired of being blamed and shamed by the people who hurt me. It's not fair. It's not right. I'm tired of the gaslighting. It's going to end now. So that nasty post that I got, it was from either Kevin or his wife, Marianne. I did report that post to TikTok, and TikTok found that it violated all their community guidelines. So now he is on my TikTok, Kevin, or his wife, either one of them. They have to hide behind the computer. They're following my TikTok on a daily under a different name. I figured out which name it is. But that's fine. They can follow me and hear all about themselves if they want. As long as they don't come at me. Because if they come at me, then it's all going to go public. So yeah, I just wanted to explain that, why my heart is broken. As somebody had asked me if it was over Kevin, and I wouldn't be with Kevin if he was the last man on earth and somebody paid me all the money in the world. He's my abuser. I have nothing to do with him. I want nothing to do with him. That's why I'm moving away. Get away from him and my parents. And start over. Start fresh with a new happy life. All right, this video is getting long enough, so I'm just going to end it. But I wanted to clear that up so I don't seem so cryptic anymore. And I am going to be here every day telling my story until the people I love know and understand me. So that's all I got for today, for this morning. This is Diary of a Young Girl, the only diary like it in a world. Stay tuned. You can support me simply by sharing my videos. I'm not looking for money. I'm not looking for anything other than to have my voice be heard. This is my justice. So share my videos and stay tuned because there's a lot more coming. Thanks. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend.